Hey everyone, welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic Anniversary and our Night Elf Priest. I appreciate you joining me today, and I hope you are all doing well. Today, we're going to spend some time in Loch Madan to work on the Elite Ogre quests in the northeastern portion of the zone. The Mercenaries quest will provide a nice chunk of experience, while our wanted poster for Ogre Chalk Soul will grant us our very first ring. Very lucrative item at this level. But first, and I might be in the wrong building here, I need to pick up both of those quests before we can head over. I've got a couple members in our group already. I'm going to continue to... Let's see, it looks like we got somebody else here in chat. Beautiful. I think we should be good.
You got my attention.
Let's pick up these quests and then we'll head over. 2 months just to hear from Ironforge that will be spared a handful of soldiers for our own defense, and another 2 months until they arrive. Bad enough that our town goes unprotected, but the excavation and the dam are open to attacks as well. I have no choice then, it seems. I'll need hired arms. How about you? You seem a likely sort, priest. A group of ogres has set up camp in the northeast of the lake. Perhaps you could recruit some others and help remove the threat to our town.
Off with you.
And then let's pick up the wanted poster and we will head right over. By order of the Magistrate of Thelsamar, Chalk Soul, the ogre presumed to be leader and the coordinator of the attacks against the town of Thelsamar, Stone Route Dam, and the excavation site, is wanted dead through any means necessary. Monetary compensation will be provided when proof is brought to the Magistrate of Chalk Soul's death. Chalk Soul was last seen at the ogre encampment in the northeastern part of Loch Madan. Looks like we're all heading over there now. I'm going to keep posting in chat just to see if we can get a fifth. It would obviously just be a lot easier that way if we can have a full group. But I think 4 should probably be enough. Looks like they're going to go over the dam. I think we'll just swim across the loch. Probably be a bit quicker for us. Should hit level 21 very shortly after we get started with this. And I'm expecting to have a little bit of extra time during the second half of the episode. If we can get through these in a reasonable amount of time, we'll head back to either Ironforge or maybe even Narcissus, so that we can work on some tailoring. We've been ignoring our primary profession for far too long now, and it's time we started filling in the gaps in our equipment once again. I think we might have a quest to turn in Narcissus as well, if I'm not mistaken. So it might just be nice to hang out in the homeland for a bit. Made it across the loch, and we are approaching a couple of our party members. got lots of buffs to be brought even between the four of us, so Paladin should make for a decent tank. We'll obviously take care of the healing if it's necessary, but we'll be dealing some damage as well. Let's get everybody buffed up. The rogue will come from the south. And we've leveled up to 21 just by discovering the stronghold. So let's stick another point into improved power and fortitude. I know we just buffed everybody, but that boosts it up to 10. I think it's fine if we don't rebuff straight away. Let's at least get our food buff up. I think we'll get started as soon as the rogue shows up. Alright, let's get to work. It's going to be nice having the mage too, for some pretty consistent CC. Let's actually share these quests, just in case. I think everybody should be on these. I know this is already happening so soon after our first dungeon experience, but we're kind of going into another one, essentially, with the Mogrosh Stronghold. Yeah, honestly, I don't even know if we really need a fifth at this point. These ogres are going down plenty quick enough. I'm thinking maybe we should avoid using Mind Blast since it provides quite a lot of threat once it hits. And we'll just stick with Holy Fire, Shadow Lord Pain, and Wanding. We're gonna have to use the rest of our mana on healing anyway. A lot of herbs that are untouched in the area. So it's possible we can get our hands on some of those potentially. heading into the stronghold itself. Shock Soul will naturally be at the back of the cave. Looks like we just need to slay brutes now as well. We're pretty much done with mercenaries. It's happening so fast. But, we're making great progress already. We go. First spear tap there. It's been tough. Trying to get killing blows. A couple here, so we're gonna have to take on more of a healing role. weapon, Minor Beast Slayer. Interesting. Getting to the end of the cave here. We've got a chocolate soul and a brute. Throw out our damage and then we'll get out these heals. Fade to keep them off of us. There we go. Shock Soul's head is in our possession. Quests are completed and ready to be turned in. Yeah, this was a fantastic group. And to our party members' point, very smooth. And you never know what you're going to get sometimes with these random groups, but the group was formed quickly. Everybody came together very, very quickly as well. There was not a lot of waiting around for someone to travel, you know, halfway across the world or even just the zone itself. Coordinated. Everybody had provided a lot of either buffs and or damage to the group. GG's everybody. And we've got a lot of time left in today's episode. So it really worked out great. Let's see what I want to do here. You know, we could turn in Stormpike's delivery, since we just have it in our bags on our way back to Thalsamar. And maybe we can pick out the Algaz Gauntlet as well. I don't plan on starting the wetlands just yet. We could also do a Dark Threat Looms too, because that's also that also takes place here up north at the dam. But I just want to make sure that we have enough time to do some tailoring today. Something else I did pick up in between episodes as well is the pattern for the red woolen boots, which is definitely going to be a pretty big upgrade for us in that slot. I think the boots that we're wearing right now are +2 stamina intellect. This is going to give us +5 spirit, which again is kind of all that we really care about as a priest for the most part. Stamina and intellect are nice to have. But spirit, it does so much for us. Let's check out a dark threat looms since it's right here.
Talk to me.
Thank the stars, someone is concerned about the well-being of the dam. First the destruction of the Thandal Span, and then the pillaging of Dun Modir. I have no doubt that the dam will be the target of the next Dark Iron threat. Most of the security detail here was reassigned to the Alliance front, including my top inspector. That's why I need you, Alindria. I spotted some Dark Iron sappers milling about the eastern ramp of the dam. Investigate the area and bring back a clue.
Watch your back.
So we'll just head back from where we came. And we'll take a look at the suspicious activity. Some dark irons just hanging out there. Shields up. Let's take them out. The suspicious-looking barrel contains a strange-smelling powder. We take the sample of the strange-smelling powder, and we're going to return to Chief Engineer Hinderware. I'm glad we were able to get a little bit of Lochmadon in here, sneak a little bit of this this wonderful zone into the playthrough. The amount of dungeons and whatnot we're going to be doing, there's definitely going to be some zones that we skip over quite a bit. And especially if we want to complete the rest of Darkshore. Much of Lochmadon had to be sacrificed, but it's nice that we got to do something here. And something very meaningful as well, not just, just to spend a little bit of time here, but we'll be picking up our first ring. That ring, by the way, is the Minor Channeling Ring, +2 Intellect and +4 Spirit. We also get some boots out of this as well, but we'll be replacing those. Even though these are maybe slightly better than what we have now, we'll be replacing our boots very soon.
Pay attention.
Through tailoring.
Be good.
This is an alarming discovery, to say the least.
Off with you.
If my suspicions are correct, this is some type of explosive powder. This must be analyzed by an explosives expert, so we know just what we're dealing with here. Ashlan Stonesmirk was assigned to the regiment guarding Dun Modir and the Thandal Span. I need you to make a grave and perilous journey, Alindria. Travel through the Algaz Gate, follow the road through the wetlands, and seek out Stonesmirk in Dun Modir. Heed my advice. Stick to the roads and stop for nothing.
Be good.
Well, I've got some bad news. We are going to be making quite a few stops before we head over there. Dun Modir is another place I would like to cover for sure when we start working through the wetlands. It's another elite, elite level area that is going to be hopefully chock full of quests that will grant us some new gear, but we'll take a look at that when the time comes. For now, we're going to turn in Stormpike's delivery. I suppose we don't need to pick up the Algaz Gauntlet right away. We could probably wait. I'd like to enter the wetlands through Lochmadon anyway. Our home is currently situated in Menethil Harbor, which we'll want to pick up those quests too at some point, but There's some stuff on the, central / eastern portion of the wetlands that we can take care of by heading north through this pass. Surprising that we didn't loot a whole lot of stuff back in the stronghold. Our inventory is still very empty.
Interested on a pint? Off with you.
Aha! So Grimand finally finished my axe. I can't wait to try it against some trogs and kobolds. Many thanks, Alindria. It was a long distance to travel for this delivery. Here are some coins for your efforts.
Watch your back. Be good.
And we'll ignore the filthy paws quest. Alright, let's enjoy our run down to Thalsamar. Arrived. Let's turn in. I guess it's the same. Yeah, we're turning both in here at Magistrate Blunt Nose.
What can I do for you? Watch your back.
This is excellent news. Your efforts are greatly appreciated by myself and the people of Thalsamar. Better yet, if we can solve the ogre problem, we'll be able to shift our focus to those light-burning trogs.
See you soon. Safe travels.
Yuck, what is that thing? And why would you bring it? Bloody, is it? Well, light burn me. Is that the head of the bloody ogre? This certainly is a catch then. Here, your reward and the thanks of myself and the people of Thalsamar. Yeah, so we'll just grab the Shoulders Defender.
Watch your back.
And we will equip our brand new ring. Perfect. Alright, we've got some time. Let me check Ironforge real quick. I don't think there's any quests to turn in here. And we do have one quest. It's the priest-specific quest to turn in back in Darnassus. We want to go back to Darnassus anyway, just because the plan is to go back to Darkshore in the next episode or two. We've got a lot to cover in Darkshore still. And a lot of it's going to be turning green, or is already green right now, so... I guess we'll take the flight.
Here there.
Give us a little bit of travel time.
Off with
be saying goodbye to Lochmadon for now. There will still be plenty of chances to travel through the zone at least. We go north to enter the wetlands for the first time from a questing perspective at least. And later on when we have to make a trip into the Badlands. We don't have a flight path there, so Thelsamar will be visited frequently in the future. In the harbor. Nothing on the map that really stands out to me too much. Just checking to see if any one of these quests that we could pick up would send us to Narcissus for any reason. But it doesn't appear to be the case. So let's take that boat back to Aberdeen and then we'll take a flight to Rotherham Village. Can't wait to see what our next rank of Power Word Fortitude is going to give us as far as stamina. Every rank is going to feel so good since its effect is improved by 30% now. So this talent is only giving us an extra 2 stamina right now, but it's going to be significantly more as we pick up new ranks. The increase to Power Word Shield 2 is going to be nice once we start putting points into that. Let's take a look at the map of Dark Shore. Oh, we wait. Oh my god, there's still like a ton of stuff to pick up at Aberdeen. There's a ton of beached sea creatures down in the south. Got one at the Grove of the Ancients as well. Yeah, there's going to be so much to do. So we'll probably spend at least 2 episodes there, I think. I definitely expect to hit level 22 in the process. Pick up our new abilities at that point. And then we'll start looking to go back to Red Ridge. We'll start the wetlands, we'll start Duskwood and Ashenvale. I think we'll have to decide when we want to go into Shadowfang Keep. maybe 23, 24, maybe right around there, we can think about going into that instance. We do have a little bit of cloth. Why don't we spend some time making some bolts as well? And we're going to be buying some cloth once we get to Narcissus as well, so we can really push our tailoring forward. I don't want to spend too much money. You know, I really want to focus on saving as much as we can so that we can fairly easily get our mount by level 40, I'm hoping. I think we're on a decent pace right now. But cloth is just so cheap right now that I think it's going to be worth it. I think I forgot to take us out of the queue there. Yep, we gotta remove ourselves from this. Of that, had to delist ourselves. Unlock Madon. I do really like this this interface though, especially from a questing perspective. I think it will definitely help us. You know, like Dunmodir is again another one where I think we could utilize this interface quite well. Okay, I don't know if any of these are going to take us back to Narcissus, but it's fine. We'll just start heading there now. And we'll see how much time we have left after we finish tailoring. If we have some time left, we can come back to Darkshore and just pick up the quests. But if not, we'll just wait until the next episode. At the pieces we're looking to replace, we're definitely replacing the boots today, which is nice, but I'm hoping we can pick up some recipes from our trainer, especially for the gloves. Some bracers would be nice, even a chest piece maybe. Yeah, we've got a decent amount of stuff we can replace. landed and we're going to be heading inside now. Turning our quest with the trainer first, so we can pick up that new cooldown. I'm definitely interested in. She's located. I'm assuming she's up top. Yeah, we gotta go upstairs.
I am honored. A loon light your path.
Loon, bless you for returning so quickly to us. This is an important time in your training, and a time that all of our order take very seriously. When you've rested from your journey here, please let me know. We can then discuss the continuation of your training and where your path will lead you next.
Go in peace.
Alright, cool. No follow-up quests. We just get our, what I believe is our second and our last racial ability as a priest. Also under the discipline tab here, we have a Loon's Grace. A 5-minute defensive cooldown, which I feel like is already pretty rare. I mean, cooldowns in general, both offensively and defensively, can be pretty rare in Classic, so getting anything is nice. Reduces the ranged damage we take by 21 and increases our chance to dodge by 10% for 15 seconds. It's not like a massive game changer necessarily, but any amount of, we'll take whatever we can get from the defensive side. It does say ranged attacks. I wonder if that, or ranged damage, but I wonder if that includes magic as well, or if that is specific to physical attacks. So it's gonna be, it might be hard to tell, but we'll just pop this whenever we're going into a difficult encounter. So what we're doing now is heading through the tradesman's terrace, and we're going to head to the auction house and pick up some cloth. Probably both wool and linen we'll need. As far as how much we'll need, I'm not sure. The unfortunate part of Narcissus is the location of the auction house as it relates to a mailbox. It's probably the worst, out of all the major cities. You have to kind of go all the way over to the bank on the other side of the water here in order to pick up what you grab from here. So, but if we have to go back to get more, we'll do that. that should be a healthy amount of cloth to start with. And I don't think we even spent a gold, so very cheap. I remember in the past, wool cloth used to be far more expensive, even compared to like silk. But for whatever reason, in this iteration of Classic, the anniversary servers, that is, they pretty much all the materials have become insanely cheap. For whatever reason, even the higher level materials. And maybe that's just because there's so many people playing right now. Alright, now heading into the Craftsman's Terrace. We'll hang out with our trainer, make some bolts, and we'll get to work.
Elune be with you.
I don't necessarily need to know if I need to pick like every single upgrade out of here. Maybe I'll just wait on it. I don't want to spend too much of our gold on everything. It would be nice to have everything eventually, but it's not always necessary. At least we're gonna have a nice backdrop for our profession work today. Got asked if we wanted to join a Wailing Caverns run, which I've never done on the Alliance side, now that I think about it. But that's another dungeon that we could actually do right now if we really wanted to. It's honestly not that hard to get to for Alliance. It's a little bit of a trip, but I don't know. Maybe that's something we can consider as well. I don't know if I would run Wailing Caverns more than once, though. I think we could actually pick up some of those quests that are right above the dungeon if we wanted to. I'll have to look into it. We're going to be making reinforced linen capes for now for the skill points.
Feel free to browse.
It's a very efficient recipe. Yeah, and now that I think about it too, we're probably going to make most of our money back that we just spent too. Just simply vendoring the stuff that we make. Honestly, it's like we barely spent any money at all. Should use up all the linen that we just bought. thinking this recipe will start to become yellow at 90 tailoring. At that point, we can pick up a bunch of stuff from our trainer, including the stuff for the wool cloth.
My goods are of the highest quality.
I didn't realize we'd have to carry this strange smelling powder with us. It's a little unfortunate, but I guess it's not the end of the world. Alright, so let's start with bolts of woolen cloth, of course. We're not going to need woolen bags, so we can probably ignore that. We'll take the cape because it's probably cheap to make. With the pearl clasped cloak, which is actually what we're wearing now, so we don't need to pick that one up. Heavy woolen gloves, green woolen vest. We'll stick with what we just picked up for now. I think we're past 90 now, so we can learn the recipe. Or no, we need 95 for the red woolen boots. So let's just begin by making those bolts first. Got a lot to make. And the recipe's still yellow, so we'll still get some skill points out of it. Recipe for the boots now before we forget about it. And the woolen cape is definitely what we're going to want to start with. As far as getting more skill points, only requires one bolt. Oh, we need some light leather for these red woolen boots as well, so we'll have to go back to the auction house anyway for them. Go.
Hello.
These woolen capes are a little bit risky for skill points since they're yellow now, but we'll keep trying. We'll see how far we can get away with it. It'd be really nice to pick up expert tailoring right now if we can push that far. Might need to buy some more cloth in order to do so, though. Actually, we might need to be a higher level to get it. Well, level 20 might be enough, though. Let's get to 115 with this cape. Okay, that's too many in a row. We didn't get a point for, so.
Greetings.
Let's see what else our trainer has for us. We'll start from the bottom here. Yeah, we're not going to get anything until 125 anyway, it looks like, with the bolts of silk. The heavy woolen pants is what we're wearing right now, so we don't need those. The double-stitched woolen shoulders, again, we already have those, but maybe we pick this up anyway because it might be cheap to make. Got the woolen boots, which we don't really care about. Now we're back into like the pearl-clasped cloak. Okay, interesting. So nothing from the trainer until we get silk. I did look into some recipes like on the auction house and online that you can gather from like various vendors and whatnot, and there's not a lot. Like I was kind of surprised actually how like little there was. Yeah, I think these shoulders are probably pretty decent to make.
I am listening.
For some more points. So let's just continue with these. I guess for now we'll vendor whatever we make. Should be able to make most of our money back from that, honestly. Very disappointing. You know, and those red woolen boots, you know, the recipe we got for that I had to buy off the auction house as well. You don't really get a lot from your trainer. So like maybe we have to dip into the silk stuff like sooner rather than later. Silk is probably also very cheap right now. Maybe we can go check that out. I can spend a little bit more time today, I think. I have some time, so might want to make this a profession heavy episode. For any that are curious. As long as the silk isn't too expensive, I'm like totally fine continuing to push this forward. And it looks like we're not going to need too much more wool in order to push us to 125. We'll probably buy just enough to get us there. And then we'll move into silk. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we can buy the Greater Adept's robes actually from the vendor, which require bolts of wool, fine thread, red dye. That's pretty easy to make. We can do that. Yeah, let's buy this. This could be a nice upgrade. It's cheap anyway if we don't end up using it. We'll check to see if there are any silk recipes for chests that we could just end up making instead, and it would just be better for us. But I think at the end of the day, no matter what we choose to go with, I think we're going to end up going back to some robes, finally. It was really nice playing with the barbaric vest, though. I do enjoy caster gear that isn't necessarily about, you know, the robes or the dresses. You kind of feel more like a battle priest or a battle mage. You know, in a sense. It's just a nice change of pace, but we've had this for quite a while. So I'm ready to go back to some robes. Alright, so we need some more wool cloth. Not a lot, though. Not like a ton. Maybe a stack would be fine. We just want to push ourselves to 125. And then we'll check on the silk. Ooh, much more expensive. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, this is too expensive. Silk is very common. Once we do start running into it, it's obviously, you're not really supposed to start running into it until you hit like level 30, and we are nowhere near that number. So we are going to need a couple of pieces of light leather, so let's gather that up. Stack of 3 should do. And with that being said, let's just pick up a little bit more wool cloth, since we're probably not going to go through with silk right now. We just don't make enough money for our current level to justify that expense, I think. But it'll be nice to get expert kind of tailoring all set up and done with. And then we can use all the wool that we collect on first aid instead, which would be nice. We'll continue to level that, and then cooking. We might come to a point where we're going to have to purchase some materials for that as well. It depends on what we end up doing. I know that since we're going back to Darkshore, we are going to be fighting Murlocs and some Naga at some point. Should drop some clams for us to continue leveling our cooking that way. Yeah, boiled clams is still like the number one recipe, I think, for us right now. The clam meat costs absolutely nothing, so if we have to purchase more from the auction house for that, then that should be fine. And we'll probably just end up getting rid of these herbed baked eggs that we've been holding on to for quite a long time. We just kept them around just in case we ran out, but I don't think they'll be necessary anymore very shortly. Alright, we gotta make bolts first. It's probably crazy the difference in price between the bolts and the wool cloth. You know, the cloth itself. The difference is probably pretty dramatic. So I'd rather just I'd rather just purchase the cloth and save a ton of money that way. So we'll make 3 more pairs of shoulders right now. We'll pick up expert tailoring, and then we'll pick up the, I guess, bolts, the ability to make bolts of silk. That way we'll have it at least, so whenever we do get silk in our bags, which will happen from time to time, it'll be infrequent, but there's always a chance that like enemies in their lower 20s will still drop
Goddess bless
silk, you know, at a rare rate. Oh, that's right, the spider silk boots. Completely forgot about these. So we'll hold on to any spider silk that we find. We might have already found some. I might have put it in the bank. I'll have to check, but we'll pick it up so that we have the recipe on us at least.
May the stars.
Let's go back to the supplier. We'll bring our window back open here. And we're going to need some red dye for the boots. So let's make those. Looks like we'll need some more red dye for the robes as well. yeah, in order to get expert tailoring, now that I'm thinking about it, we're probably gonna have to go to Stormwind, if I'm not mistaken, I believe. So we might have to wait. Yeah, so these blue boots require silk anyway, and pearls and spider silk, so we will handle that another time. Let's vendor basically everything else that we have. Let's try to use up the rest of our bolts if we can. We'll just get rid of them now. Let's just make 2 capes, see if we can get lucky with an extra skill point. And then our inventory will be very, very clean. Perfect.
Farewell.
So I was hoping for a little bit more as far as the upgrades go. I was really hoping that we could make some sort of bracers, but I guess we're just going to have to find these through a quest or in a dungeon of some kind. But some new boots aren't too bad. Very red. And a new chest piece, which is a pretty gross yellow, at least in the in this lighting of Narcissus, which makes everything a little bit purpler, I guess. The designs on it are pretty cool though. But this is what we'll be rocking for a little bit until we can pick up another chest piece. The next big one will probably come from Shadowfang Keep, I think.
Ishnu Allah.
But the invitation that we got to Wailing Caverns before made me realize that Alliance can actually do Wailing Caverns. So I'm definitely going to be looking into doing that potentially, at least for one run. It won't be in the next episode though, because we definitely need to go back to Darkshore for an episode or 2. We've got a lot of stuff to clean up there, and then maybe after we're done with those, maybe we can consider doing a Wailing Caverns run. I'm going to take a look at what we can get from our trainer just in the future to see what we can look forward to. We've got Gloves of Meditation. +7 Spirit is pretty awesome. Lesser Wizard Robes. I don't really think this is that much better than what we currently have now, but they probably look different. So maybe we can consider it. We've got the Azure set, which adds frost effects, which we don't really care about. And then the small silk pack, which we've already got 4 of. So we're not going to need those. And that's all we can get from our expert trainer. So hopefully there will be some more recipes to be had from the artisan trainer. And hopefully there will be more recipes that become available to us as well. Otherwise, we're going to have to lean pretty heavily on stuff that we can pick up from vendors and from quests and from dungeons, it looks like. But in any case, that is going to do it for me for today. In the next episode or 2, we'll be taking on Darkshore, and maybe Wailing Caverns after that. We'll see. As always, I appreciate you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more. I hope to see you back in Darkshore. Take care.